What is up, all you action figure collectors out there? And I am back here with another action figure review. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the DC Collectables CW Season 1 Flash figure. Okay, so now here you can see you do get that window box packaging and red highlights to resemble the character and the name tag, and the logo of the show. And on the side you get the name of the character, and on the side here you do get the picture of the character. And on the back it does shows us basically the first Arrowverse figures in this line. I already have this Arrow, I have this Canary and this Deathstroke, but I don't have this Oliver Queen. They do have a box where they show other figures connecting to the Flash show, but you know, it just depends. I mean, I got mine off of eBay. Okay, now, all right, I do have my DC Multiverse Mattel Justice League Flash figure, but you know, I'll talk more about that later. But you already know I don't like spending too much time in the package, so let's get him out and take a look at what he's all about. Okay, now here is a look at the figure outside of the package alongside the other contents. Okay, so the only thing that this figure comes with is 3 sets of hands. So he does come with closed-fisted hands, which comes on the figure once you take him out. And he does come with wide open hands, which is great because that means it's for running poses, which I do kind of like over the Mattel one that I currently got. Because he didn't come with any running hands. And he does come with some slightly open and grippy hands, which I would like to call like maybe hands for holding one of Green Arrow's arrows, or you know, or what I would like to call the fun hands, like knowing the Flash, like if you like happen to have any food accessories like a pizza slice or a hot dog, you know, you can put it in his hand for, you know, for action figure photography purpose. But I don't have such accessories, but these will be great hands for that if you want to post pictures of Flash eating, knowing that the Flash loves eating, you know, junk food and stuff like Spider-Man. But yeah, and once again he comes with some close-fisted hands, which he uses for fighting. And yeah, that's all what he comes with. Okay, so switching out the hands should be really simple. So all what you do is just that you just pop off the hand and hold up, and just put in the hand you want to replace it with, and it should stay in there nice and tight. Okay, so now for the figure itself, I will say that DC Collectables definitely have done a solid job on this figure. Like, I really do like the details, and yeah, I mean, I really picked up this figure, you know, because I figured why not. Like, even though it's not my ideal definitive look for the Flash that I want him to evolve in, but it is close. Like, I might make a custom of it, but we'll talk more about that later in the video. But yeah, but I do like the red burgundy tone on his suit and the wash effects on him, and I do like how they painted on the lightning bolts on him, and I do like how they really make it look like he's wearing a leather suit. And I do think that the face sculpt does look like Grant Gustin. Yeah, and I do really like how they've painted the gold on him. And I really love the texturing on this suit. And like, yeah. And looking at the sides of the figure, more detailing. And here on the back, there's not really much paint details, but I'm pretty sure that's how the suit was in the show. Also, I do like how they painted on these flash horns on him. These flash horns on him, and they do kind of have a rubber touch to it, but they seem very fragile, so I will be cautious of that. And yeah, and I do really like the look of this Flash figure. Like, and I do like how they painted on the bottom of the shoes as well. And yeah, and I really think that this figure, and yeah, it's a real, yeah, I do also like the red logo, even though I'm not a big fan of this. I prefer the white one. I do plan on getting the Mattel one as well, even though I already have this figure, but you know I'm not bound to collecting, you know, one figure per each character type shit. And like, yeah, and I might need to get it regardless, since I want to continue building the Justice Buster. Okay, so now how about we go over his articulation? Okay, so now for articulation, he does have a good amount of articulation, but I kind of feel like he could have used more. But hey, this was at a time when DC Collectibles was starting to take the articulation time a lot more serious. But he could look left and right. The head could look down about that much, and he can't really look up much, and which could be hindering for running poses. The arms could come out pretty decently, and he could rotate at the arms, and he does have some some arm swivel, single hinge elbows, so you can bend the elbows about that much. Like, I mean, if you want, you could fix that with a hair dryer or hot water if you wanted to bend more, but it's fine with me. I'm okay with double jointed knees and single hinged elbows. But he probably could have used double jointed elbows because it's the Flash. He does have hinges on the hands, so good up and down movement with the hands, and he does have rotation. He does have an upper torso swivel, but no waist swivel. Okay, he can kick forward at the leg pretty good, and he can kick back at the leg really far, which is perfect for running poses. He can do the splits about that much. I'm pretty sure maybe they could go out. Once again, maybe you could try fix that with a hair dryer or do some modifications. Kind of wish he could do the splits more, but at least he could do them. He does have a thigh cut and double hinge knees, so he could bend at the knees really good. And he does have a boot cut, and he does have hinges on the feet, so he does have some pretty good up and down movement. And he does have ankle pivot, and he has one peg hole on the bottom of his foot. So yeah, so overall, I will say maybe could have used more, but still a really fun figure to mess around and play around with. Okay, so now size comparison times. Okay, now here is him standing next to the DC Multiverse Mattel 2017 Justice League movie Flash figure. You can see he's kind of a little bit taller, but not as tall as I thought, because many have said that this is a 7-inch figure, but he actually could scale in well with 6-inch scale figures, because this is actually a 6-inch line. But but yeah, and I would say that I still love this figure, but I mean neither of them are my ideal look for the definitive Flash suit I want to build to. But I don't know, maybe he might possibly replace this one. I mean, I do love this figure, but I've always preferred the Flash to wear a spandex type suit than armor. But yeah, but I do think but I do think I love both figures kind of equally. And yeah, but here is how he looks standing next to him. Yeah, but what do you guys think I should do? You think I should do a stop motion of these two fighting? Maybe I'll consider it. And also, here is him standing next to his two best friends, Arrow, the Arrow from the Arrowverse, and the DC icons Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. And he does scale in really perfectly with this Arrow figure, which he is made to scale in with him, because I'm thinking it's accurate that Arrow is supposed to be was a hair taller than Barry in the show. But and knowing that DC Icons is on a short scale, he's obviously taller than him. But if you really want to, you can still get it to work with action figure photography. Like, for example, maybe, I don't know, you can like have them show up somewhere and and like have Green Lantern floating on the side. Maybe that's the way how you can get it to work. But otherwise, I think he could look good with them. And also, here is him standing next to the world's finest Superman and Batman, which he does also scale in pretty decently well, surprisingly, because on other reviews they for some reason said that he's a lot taller, but he's actually not that much taller. Or I don't know, I'm guessing he's kind of the same height, but maybe a hair taller. But I do think that this scaling does still work. And also, here is him standing next to some more DC Multiverse Mattel stuff. Aquaman from his movie, and the Shazam figure. And once again, I actually do think that the scaling is decent. And also, here is him standing next to some McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, which I will say he is kind of out of scale. And yeah, so I'm guessing maybe if it's the Flash and Batman, I could understand it. But yeah, I will say that this is out of scale. Like, and I really do not understand why many people said that this line is in better scale with McFarlane figures. But I will say that they are pretty much too tall. Like, he's in better scale with 6-inch scale figures than than the McFarlane figures. I just brought them out just to actually show how they look standing next to each other. But yeah, he is out of scale in my opinion. And also, if y'all wonder how he looks with Marvel Legends, here is him standing next to the core 4 Avengers. No, here is him standing next to Canary from the Arrow wave. And I would bring out my Deathstroke as well, but he's incomplete right now, so I'd rather not And yeah, you can see that he is obviously taller, which is good. And last but not least, here is him standing next to all of his Justice League teammates. And yeah, and I think he looks pretty great with them. Like, once again, even though this is still not the ideal look of, of the Flash that I'm going for, like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman are wearing their outfits that I want them to evolve into. So is Green Lantern and kind of Martian Manhunter. But I am thinking about getting an extra one to repaint and make a custom. And the same thing with this Flash figure. Like, I might do a repaint and make my custom ideal Flash figure since I do plan on buying the one where he comes with Arrow like twice. So because I do also want to make the custom season 5 Arrow figure, and yeah, and then I will finally, at least for the original 7, I'll finally have my ideal looks for the Justice League and what I want them to evolve into. And yeah, and the reason why, once again, I prefer to use this suit over the Flash figure I had before this, because I prefer the Flash to wear spandex, over armor. Okay, so that will be my review. So what are my final thoughts on this figure? I will say that I really like this figure. I really like this figure. Like, I really love the paint details on him, and I do like how he scales with, with my other 6-inch scale figure, since he's actually a 6-inch figure, not 7-inch. But for the articulation, I will say that, yeah, it could have been a lot better. Like, maybe his head could have been on a hinge joint where he could look up better, and maybe he could have used some double jointed elbows. But hey, it was at a time when DC Collectables was starting to take the articulation game serious. But other than that, he's not limited in the amount of articulation where he's not fun to pose around. Like, he's still fun to play around with. All right, and I've got him for I don't know, in total, for 40, around $40. But if you want to get this figure, I definitely recommend it. If you are a fan of the Flash TV show, or just the Flash in general, you definitely want to pick this up, even though this is an old figure. But I collect older figures all the time. So yeah, like the video if you want to, dislike the video if you want to. Let me know what you think in the comments, and give me your opinion on how I've done this review. That way I would know if I'm doing something right. Critique me, so I could get better. And yeah, this is Super Kal-El signing off.